Ciao ragazzi! As you can see, it's absolutely slamming it down with rain, but we're just by the Stadio Olimpico. So that's where we're going to be tomorrow night for Roma versus AC Milan. So let's get a bit closer to it, with the brolly of course. So we're outside the Stadio Olimpico, Rome, and it's absolutely hammering it down with rain, as you can see. I hope the weather's improving tomorrow night. We've managed to get past the gate. Here we are at the Curva Sud. Now, I've been to some football stadiums in my life, watching Forest or whoever. I've been to Rochdale, I've been to Yeovil, I've been to some grounds I thought I'd never go to, but at the Stadio Olimpico right now, where in the world? It's unbelievable really, you know. The history in the games I saw here as a kid growing up, I think the first memorable one, of course, the 1990 final of the World Cup. Of course, West Germany beat Argentina, which of course had Maradona in that one. We all remember his tiffs and his tantrums. Of course, Bremer scoring the late penalty to win the third World Cup for West Germany. The Rome derby, like I mentioned, 92, 93. There was about 36 million Brits watched that one. Of course, Gazza's first derby. Of course, Giuseppe Giannini gave Rome the lead. He ran here to the Curva Sud. Gazza, of course, scored at the Curva Nord Lazio's end. I remember watching that game. Obviously, Barcelona beat Manchester United in 2009 in the Champions League final. Juventus beat Ajax in 96 to win the Champions League final. There was a obviously famous 0-0 draw between Italy and England. And don't forget, obviously, I remember when Lazio winning the title, the Scudetto here, as well as Roma winning the Scudetto here the following year. So there is some history here, and tomorrow we're going to be sat here, and it's something I'm excited about because last time I came to Rome the season was finished. Not forgetting of course when Totti retired last year as well, so all this famous history, and we literally stood in front of it right now. So we're just going to have a bit of a walk around there. Let's go have a look at the Curva Nord where the Lazio ultras sit. And this is our prediction to Roma versus Milan tomorrow night, and we're actually outside the Stadio Olimpico. There was no wave, as you know, because I've got a brolly in one hand and trying to film in the other here, but it's been absolutely hammering it down with rain. I think it might be about to stop, but yeah. So here we are at the Olimpico. Well, in the build-up to this game then, what can we say about either team? Of course, Roma lost in the Champions League during the week against Shakhtar Donetsk, having been 1-0 up. But having looked in crisis a few weeks ago from 5th position, they've shot into 3rd with 3 straight wins. Part of that is down to the emergence or the selection of Turkish international Cengiz Ünder. You know, I keep saying it, why did Di Francesco not play him earlier in the season? Patrick Schick, is fair to say, he didn't exactly fill the goal scoring boots, so it's some relief to the Giallorossi faithful that Cengiz Ünder's emergence has definitely solved that problem. I think for his, what is that now, 4 goals I think from 5 starts. He's definitely a hot prospect. I'm sure it won't be long till other clubs are looking after him. With regards to Patrick Schick, of course, Mirko Vucinic, as we mentioned in our last episode, has come out and has tipped Patrick Schick to come good. He says at Roma it's either very good or very bad, but he believes that when he gets his first goal in Serie A, he believes he won't stop. Vucinic, of course, the Montenegro international signed from Lecce, but Vucinic actually scored on his debut, so he hit the ground running. So, but it's nice to give someone a confidence boost, I suppose. Going on to the Rossoneri, of course, this week has been dominated by them, given the financial situation of their Chinese over Yonghong Lee. Of course, it was reported that he has been declared bankrupt. His assets are going to be auctioned on a Chinese equivalent of eBay. Now, we're just by the Italian Olympic Committee and the Italian FA headquarters here. Of course, they are having a meeting with Milan next week. They are satisfied that the finances will be in place and that they won't face any penalties for the time being, at least. On the pitch, of course, the Rossoneri, they have hit some form finally under Gennaro Gattuso. You know, they were having one win, then a draw, then a loss. There was no consistency, but they've now shot into 6th. Of course, we watched them last week against Sampdoria. They could have won by more goals. Of course, Bonucci did have a goal disallowed. But they're starting to hit some form. You know, Gattuso, a man full of passion in his day as well. I mean, quite the opposite to Eusebio Di Francesco. He was calm and collective as a player. He's like that as a manager. We do see the odd bit of passion on the touchline. Gattuso, though, he's just as mad as a manager as he was a player, but that passion is what the Rossoneri faithful want to see, and that's what they're getting. Of course, it's also been dogged by, of course, talks about Gianluigi Donnarumma Sosé already agreeing to sign Paris Saint-Germain. Now that's due to his agent more or less believe he's open negotiations with the League One leaders. How true that is, I don't know, but it would seem that Donnarumma, his future seems to be away from Serie A at least. We're talking about a future Italian international goalkeeper here as well, so we'll keep our eyes on that one. With regards to the big game tomorrow night, well, we're looking forward. We're going to be sat there on the Curva Sud. You know, those years ago in Giuseppe Giannini, even Francesco Totti, or whoever scores in a Rome derby, run into the Curva Sud. We're going to be sat on it tomorrow night, so we hope we have a good game. Going back to AC Milan, of course, at the moment, Sutroni has been an emergence for them as well, which will stand them in good stead. Let's give our prediction then before we get absolutely drenched by the rain and we go to see what else Rome has to offer. I'm going to go for a draw on this one. Both teams are currently in good form. However, Roma have started to score, and so have Milan. I think it's going to be one of those sort of stalemates where the teams cancel each other out. We don't want a 0-0 draw. I'm come all this way directly for this, our first ever Serie A game. You know, I've done stadiums in my time. I've been to Rochdale, I've been to Yeovil, I've been to Old Trafford, even the Emirates. And yeah, so we're going to see our first game as well. I'm sure our people connected with Arsenal will be watching this, doing their research on AC Milan, of course, as they drew them in the Europa League. So our prediction, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw tomorrow night. But we're going to be here at the game, so I don't know how much we're going to be able to film, obviously, before everything, but we'll be in the build-up. There's going to be some atmosphere tomorrow night here at the Olimpico. So don't forget to subscribe, Talk Calcio TV on YouTube, like, comment below, tell us what you think is going to happen this weekend, not just in Roma and Milan, but all the other fixtures as well. Arrivederci. Ciao.